Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ATM 10 to the sky. As you can see here, I have something in the works, and it's basically going to be a brand new base. I'm not going to go to a different location because I'm in the plains biome, which is actually pretty decent to be in. So what I'm actually going to do is just tear this whole island down and build something new. So this is kind of like a preview of what it might look like. I may even color code them based on the lights in the pillars here. So that's going to be something kind of new in the next episode. I'm not going to do it in this one, that's for sure. This is going to take a lot of time trying to remove this entire island. And I'm not going to have you guys sit through that. So what we're going to do today is work on another potion filter. We're going to get the nourishing effect. And then also I'm thinking about working on upgrading our power. Currently we have the X 8 times magmatic generator. And I think I want to upgrade that to the 64. So let me go ahead and jump into this so you can see everything that has transpired in between episodes. So right here, I have endstone generating, and just like in the last episode, I got the Dragon's Breath and Dragon's Egg set up, along with the not the Apotheosis, but along with the mob farm over there. And we're also going to be touching Apotheosis today, seeing that we have the things that we are needing. Matter of fact, let me jump over there so I can show you. So with this farm, what I've been waiting for is items like this. So this is a rare affixed Apotheosis item. This is what we need to get the netherite smithing template. Well, the first one at least. And then we could duplicate it after that using diamonds and netherrack. So basically that's pretty much what I needed the armor for. Once I have that situated, then I'll go ahead and filter this out so that this doesn't get overloaded with random armor and junk. So there's that. Also, the experience holder, it's doing pretty good. However, I think what I'm going to do is set something else up to where I have a kill chamber with the Just Dyer's thing clicker. So I could have a weapon in there that actually has the enchant to turn mob drops into experience. So I'll have this thing going, and then I'll have that other farm going for experience. This one I won't be too worried about. This is mainly going to be for the mob drops that I need. Also, another thing that I did in between episodes is I got 2 more potions filters. One is for fire resistance, and the other one is for ancient knowledge 4. Which, if we look here, so fire resistance makes you immune to fire damage. Great. Now this one, ancient knowledge 4, 1600% experience gain. This took me a while, because if we look at the potion here, knowledge, so there's a couple of there's a couple of stuff here that you know, it's kind of like a step up. But if you look here, potion of the knowledge, which is 400%, great. But if you want a higher percent, like I have, the 1600, it's a 1-minute potion. And if you don't time it right, the potion filter will not pick it up. So I had to use, I think it was like 70 potions of Potion of Ancient Knowledge just to be able to get that filter. It took me a while. Luckily, the potion recipe wasn't that bad. If we look again, so to get the Potion of Ancient Knowledge, it's just an awkward potion, and then Bottle of Enchanting, which gives you the 2-minute one, and then another bottle of enchanting to get you the ancient knowledge 4. So it's just 1 netherite, 2 bottle of enchanting, and a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time. I think it took me using 1 brewing stand, which I mean, I could have made multiple brewing stands. And the best thing about that is with the brewing stand, you can use a time and a bottle on it, which did help a lot. But it did still take me quite a bit of time. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on this next potion filter, which is going to be for nourishment. The best thing to do for this is the vegetable noodles from Farmer's Delight. So we have a couple of things that we got to build. We have to build, I believe it's a stove and a cooking pot. Let's see, do I have enough brick? I don't. Let's see, where is all my clay? There it is. Let's go ahead and just smelt all this down into bricks. Oh yeah, I also made the Aldermodium furnace. So hopefully this will be quick. Oh yeah, that was quick. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead. We need 4 bricks. 1. That's right. They're in my inventory. I'll go ahead and put those in. Okay, so we got 4 of those. I need a campfire. And then should have the rest. The iron's already in the system. The cooking pot, wooden shovel, iron, 2 bricks, and a water bucket. Super simple to make. Water bucket. I don't have any of those, so let's go ahead and grab a bucket out and grab some water, which is just right over here behind us. Right, pot, and we got that. Perfect. I'm stuck in the squeezer. Okay. I'm gonna set this down. Set this on top. All right, so what we need is there's a couple of things, but the main 3 ingredients that you have to have are carrots, brown mushroom, and raw pasta. The other ones that are you could see in this recipe switching back and forth is either going to be cabbage or cabbage leaf, and then you have whole different sets of them. What we're going to use for this is actually the carrot as well. We have cabbage, so we'll do 2 sets of carrots, brown mushroom. We still got to make the raw pasta, but that's an easy recipe. So let's go ahead and make the raw pasta now so that we could get this going. So to make the raw pasta, I believe we need a couple more buckets of water. That should be enough. Then the raw pasta, to make the wheat dough, it's going to be wheat and water bucket. Now, however, there is a better way to do this. Oh, does it not use up the... Okay, so it doesn't use up the water bucket. That's good to know. Another thing that we're going to need is we're going to need a knife. And we already have the cutting board, so I'll just use that. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier if you put the item that you're going to be cutting into your offhand and then just spam it down on the cutting board. It makes it super quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's put that there and the cabbage, and then we need the bowls. And then we'll let this run. Let's see, can we speed this up? Oh, we can. Okay, perfect. So these are 5 minutes each, which means I need, let's see, what is that? 12 of them? Hold on. Yeah, I think we need about 12 of them. So I think a stack of 16 will be fine. So let's go ahead and head down here. Let's put our potion... Oh, actually, you know what? No, we need to do it up here because we have to take damage. So let me go ahead and start working on that. Does not damage me? Do I need to break the pot? That does not damage me. Oh wait, is that because my fire resistant. Hold on 1 second. Let me take that guy out. If it was because of that, that's gonna be funny. Okay, we're just waiting for this to end. We got 2, 1, and done. Okay, let's try that again. Yep, that was it. Also, by the way, I'm not going to have you sit through this whole thing. I will do the first one, smack it on the filter, and then I'll bring you back so you're not having to listen to that awful, awful noise. All right, so it looks like that we could actually eat this now, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, and now we have 300 seconds on the potion filter, and you can see right underneath the main title, it says Nourishment, and that is what we're looking for. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'll bring you guys right back. Oh boy. Okay. If you guys are sensitive to movement by any chance, be careful with this one, because that made me extremely dizzy. Oh boy. Just standing on that fire and just my screen shaking back and forth constantly while I'm eating. Ooh, that got me dizzy. Okay, so we got the nourishment done, so we could go ahead and slap our 2 potion filters back in. And never have to worry about that again. And yes, it did actually take 12 of these to do the actual potion effect. So just keep that in mind. You'll have to at least have 12 of these. If you keep the potion filter in your offhand and you just hold down the right button as you're eating, you should not lose any time when between getting the effect and getting it put into the potion filter. You shouldn't. There's some times where a random tick delay happens to where you'll miss a second. Um, so just kind of keep an eye on that as you go. But I haven't had. The only time that happened to me was when I was doing a fire resistant and I missed 1 second. So I had to do an extra fire resistant, but it was no big deal. I already had an extra one because it required. Normally, it requires 8 potions for the fire resistant to fill up the potion filter. Because of that random mistick, I had to use a 9th. So just again, keep that in mind for when you're doing these. So okay, so we got that done. So we got the nourishment, we have the ancient knowledge, we have the flying and the fire resistant. I will work on getting some more going. I just got to figure out which ones can be done. I want to try and get resistance on, because if we look resist, if we look resistance, um, we could get the Turtle Master. Well, I think we have to go through Turtle Master to get the Potion of Resistance. Hold on, let me take a look. Oh, no, no, no. We need Shulker Shells. That's right. So if we get the Shulker Shells and then some Redstone, can we do Potion of Resistance 2? That's with Glowstone. If we get Resistance 2, okay. So I think I'm going to work on that too. We have a mob, the deep learner from Hostile Neural Network with a shulker data model. I just need to get 4 more kills on them, and then we could put that into our Hostile Neural Network once we get it set up. And then we could get those coming in, and then we could get the resistance too. So that's definitely going to be probably the next filter I work on, because having resistance 2 is amazing. Okay, now that is done, let's work on getting our power going. So we already have an 8 time, so we just need, I believe, 7 more. Let me see. Yeah, we just need 7 more because we need 8 in total. And then a netherite gear, which we could easily make. We could actually make that right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And netherite gear. Perfect. Oh, also, if you guys want to have your ancient debris stretch more and get more out of it, what I would recommend doing is when you have it, crush it down into the dirty netherite scrap, and then enrich it. Because what's going to happen is when you crush one down, you get three. You get three dirty netherite scrap, and then with that three, if you enrich it, you get one netherite scrap per. So you're turning one ancient debris into three netherite scrap using this method. So if you want it to stretch a little bit more, that is one way I definitely recommend doing. Especially once you get your mechanism machines upgraded, it just goes a lot faster. Okay, let me throw that in there. Let me throw this back up on here. Let's see here. All right, let's work on making 7 more of these guys. Let's see what that's going to require us doing. So we need 8 of these, so it's going to be 8 times 7, which I'm not good at math right now. Let's see, 8 times 7 is going to be 56. So we need 56 more of these magnators in order to get these 64 times. So let's see if we could actually do that. Okay, so it's gold, glass, redstone block, and furnaces. Furnaces should be no problem. We could do a stack of that. The glass we should already have plenty of. Let me see. Glass. Oh yeah, we definitely got plenty of that. Let's see here. Gold. How are we looking on gold? Plenty of that. So I think, honestly, this should be doable. We just need to stack of that. Perfect. All right, let's do this. So I said we needed 56. So let's see how many we could actually make off the go. And it looks like we got everything needed. Look at that. So now what we need is the diamond gear. I'll just make a stack of those. Wow. That was too easy, honestly. I'm going to pick this guy up. That will be our 8th. And then let's go ahead and grab this guy. There we go. That was easier than I expected. This will produce us 10,000 FE per tick. Hopefully that will help us out with keeping these going. I had to stop this for a second because I was just running out of power too quickly. This houses 32 million FE in storage or in the buffer. And it's filling up pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go before I reconnect all these up again. And then I'll go ahead and show you everything that we've been getting going. Also, I have black stone generating with the extractor. I have cobble deep slate right here in the middle. And then I also set up the nether rack. So not only do we have the end stone, we got the nether rack, the cobble deep slate, and the black stone. We also have, which I'm going to get this in a bigger form once I do change up my base layout. We also have, where are you at? Oh, it looks like sand came in here. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, it's not what I wanted. There we go. I need to lock this drawer so that doesn't happen again. Okay. And then I'll just throw all the sand back in here. Let that do its thing. So anyway, I have a sink going into the barrels that are sitting on top of mycelium, changing that into witch water, which then I have a chest full of sand that's being auto pulled into these barrels. which then will convert that into soul sand. And then I have the soul sand being auto pulled out of the barrels into the drawer here. And then I have, pull that out. I then have a flux sieve back here that is taking care of all this. It looks like some of the sand got through. So let me go ahead and pull some of this stuff out. And didn't take on the first go. Okay. I'm going to throw everything else here into my storage. And the sand, the mushrooms, ancient debris, bowls and knife, don't need that anymore. Buckets could go back. These go into my backpack. Same with that. Oh, also, another thing that I was doing was I was working on getting crystallized mineral. So I could get the mechanical versions of the squeezer and the drying basin so that we could have that more automated. Also, another thing that I did was I crafted an ice seed so I could get that going as well. There was a lot of things that I did in between episodes, but I did not progress any further than that except for setting up the blackstone that goes into the hammer and the sieves. So let's go ahead and take a look if this filled up, and it's looking good. So let's come back over here and let's put this back onto power. Okay, connect that to our network. Bypass limit. So this is, well, this was using, I think it was just to fill up the buffers. So it's using about like anywhere from 3,000 to 8,000 FE per tick. Okay. That's not too bad, especially with everything that I have going on here. Also in this barrel, I have a advanced compacting upgrade with match mod for Xdorium, so that all these get compacted from the chunks into the ore. And then once I upgrade the squeezer to the mechanical, I'll set up something to where it will pull those ores out, go through the mechanical squeezer, and it will basically duplicate our ores several times. I think like if we do a gold ore, we have a chance of getting anywhere from 3 to 5 raw ore out, which is pretty good. And then if we hammer those down, you know, that will just even, you know, get even more. That's even if I want to hammer it. I think I just want to do a squeezer straight into a furnace, because that's just doing a little too much. Okay. So we have the power, we have the potion, we have everything needed for that. Also, another thing, oh, I don't know why those went in there. That's fine. Anyways, I'm going to be changing up my drawers. I'm getting away from the 1x1s, and I'm going to be going into the 2x2s, and then having each one upgraded so that it could hold more. This will just kind of make our storage space a little bit smaller. And also, it would probably allow us to get away from doing a lot of this. We'll probably only have a couple of these just to hold the random non-stackable items. And then I'll have more compacting drawers for the redstone, the lapis, the Certus quartz, the diamond, emerald, everything that needs a compacting drawer, I'll go ahead and put it in there. All right. So let's come back to this. This is going to be basically a modular setup. This will have the ability to be branched off in each direction. And then also we could go up and down with it and have elevators set up. And what I did was I have the bordered stone. I got smooth stone slabs, smooth stone smooth stone column, jeez, and then checkered smooth stone tiles. This is pretty much going to be the layout. The only difference is going to be these Luminax blocks, which I'm happy that they're in this. This will be the only difference between each platform. I have to figure out how I'm going to color code things. I could do something like do purple Luminax blocks for magic, so like Ars Nouveau. I could do red Luminax blocks for mystical agriculture. White will be more generalized. Uh, Green will probably be for power. You know, there's different things that we could do, and the Luminax blocks are awesome because it also provides a light source. So if we go ahead and look at the mod itself, Luminax, go. You can see that it has the whole rainbow of colors, even black. Um, if you've seen my Project ATM Star series, you saw that I built a lot of my base out of the black Luminax block, and it is extremely hard to build with an entire room of black Luminax block because it's like you're looking into the void. It doesn't give you any inclination to if you're looking at a corner, a side, the floor, anything. It's just pure blackness, and that's pretty awesome. I like that, and it also gives off light. So that's one thing. So we have red, orange, yellow, green, lime, all the basic colors. Very easy to make. Stone, glowstone, and then the dye of your choosing. Super simple to make, like I said. So that's going to basically be what replaces this island. And then I also will upgrade the mob farm so it looks better and not just a cobblestone box. And I will probably have kind of like a buffer zone between platforms because I want to be able to route wires without anybody seeing it. So there will probably be a 1 to 3 gap between each layer if I do go up and down. But ultimately, all the wires will be ran underneath the platforms to where they need to go. So that is basically what's going to happen in between episodes. I'll tear this down, I'll build this out, and then I'll be able to organize everything. You know, Mechanism has its own platform. All the generations, like the block generators, will have a platform. I will be getting into Geors. They will have their own platform. AE2 will have its own platform, and matter of fact, I will be building the bigger ME controller. I'll probably do the 7x7, but that will be sitting underneath, and then I will have everything uh, wired up that way. And then I will probably have automation definitely set up for everything, including the mystical agriculture stuff, even though the only other seed that I really want to get from this is the dye seed. Can we get the nether seed or the nature seed? Let me see. Mystical seed. Okay, so we need the 4 elements. We don't need stone. We could get the dirt. We have the wood and the ice. We don't need the deep slate. Okay, so nature seed is a definite. The dye seed is a definite. Um, these will be later on if I do decide to go this route, like the nether star, the dragon. Well, we don't need the dragon egg seed. Do we? What does that give us? Uh, Essence. So we could get more dragon heads, but I mean, is that really necessary? What is this used for? So the draconic end shelf, it would be good for the dragon soul, which is required for the ATM star. Interesting. A draconic evolution mob grinder. I didn't even know they had a mob grinder. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I will get the dragon egg essence. Shouldn't be too hard. It's just dragon scales and the insanium essence, which we already have the dragon scales. Let's see here. I think the only other thing really is just going to be the chicken seed for the feathers. But I mean, even then, we have, a chicken spawner that's pretty close to max out. We just need to increase the spawn count and the max entities. So, I mean, technically, we don't really need that much from mystical agriculture. So I don't know if I'll automate that or not. I'll probably just leave that alone. So enough with that. That will be all for the next episode. Let's go ahead and do what I said we were going to do, which is Apotheosis. Let's get this smithing template so that we could upgrade our meshes and items that need to be upgraded. Okay, so we definitely need one of these. Do we have any gems? We do have gems, so let's grab all those. We don't need any of these gems off the bat because they're not good enough to be used. Okay. So, right here. So, for the salvaging table, we need 2 gem dust, a smithing table, iron, pickaxe and axe, some coppers. That's not too bad. Actually, let me save that. And I think over here in this corner, I have an anvil. I do. Perfect. So let me go ahead and grab this. Make sure my magnet is off. And let's throw some of these gems down. And get the anvil. Perfect. So that should be plenty of dust because we only needed 2. So let's see. Can we make it almost? So there's the axe. There's the pickaxe. And the smithing table. Perfect. I'll just put this here for now and throw this in there. Look at that. Get some more dust. Now with the dust, we need to make the gem fused slates, which is just deep slate and gem dust, which we have the ability to cook up really quickly. Well, let me go ahead and throw this in here. We don't need much. 1 will be fine. All right. So now, smithing template. This is the one that we're making. So it just requires stone, 2 gem fused slates, and the crystal shard that we just got. And that gave us 2 of the diamond upgrades. Now with this will allow us to use this recipe to get the netherite upgrade. So let me go ahead and get 2 of these. And there it is. Boom. There we go. We now have the netherite upgrade. This has unlocked a lot more things, especially with just dire things, because now we could sieve the, what is it? Is it the, let's see, echo shards. So we could get this with sieving and crushed stone. And we could get everything we need to upgrade the void shimmer goo to the shadow pulse, which is the final tier. We'll be able to upgrade our gear to netherite, which then eventually to the allthemodium. We'll be able to get all these upgraded to the mesh, not all of them, some of them, because there are some that you get better things out of either gold or diamond meshes. but we're definitely going to do most of them to netherite. All right, so let's go ahead and now duplicate this a couple of times. Look at that. Now we have 16. This is awesome. So now what we can do is let's see what we can actually. Okay, so we could get better storage upgrade, the netherite, which is going to be good. We're going to need those. We could definitely get our backpack upgraded, which is good, and our meshes. That's going to be the big one. So let's actually do that now. Let's go ahead and upgrade our meshes. Let's see, netherite. Let's get a stack of those so we don't. Actually, let's keep them on us. Go ahead and move everything else here, and then mesh. Let's see. Okay, I think 4 will be fine to start with. We'll need another smithing table, and I will just put it right here. Perfect, look at that. We'll do our backpack. Let's see, and I think that's it for now. I don't think we need to really go any further. I mean, we could definitely do the cobble generator, or the block generator. So let me go ahead and steal one of these real quick. No, that's not what it requires. It's just that. Okay, that's easy enough. Hey, there we go. We have completed chapter 1, finally. Now that we have the netherite block generator and the nether mesh, I think that was all that we were needed to finish out this chapter. So we're done. We're done with this chapter until chapter 2 comes out, which I heard is very soon. It's going to be in the next update, and I'm excited for that. We have a lot of rewards to accept from all the quests that we've completed. And you know what? Let's go ahead and first let's replace some of these meshes. Don't know how soul sand got in there, but I'll go ahead and remove that. That in there. Put that in there. Perfect. Okay. So let me go ahead and put these back into the system. And let's go ahead and collect all the quest rewards. This might get a little loud. I'll make sure I turn it down as I'm editing this. Now, just because we're done with chapter 1 does not mean that we're going to stop. Again, I'm going to redo the whole island. We got a lot more that we need to get into. Mechanism reactors. We got to get into power. That will be the next power generation that we're going to be getting into. You know, we got the Apothic enchanting that we got to do. We got the other mob farm that we got to build. So there's a ton of things that we still need to do so that we could work on getting to the ATM star. So with that said, let's go ahead and collect all our rewards. Ooh, that was loud. Wow, look at that. Ultimate pipe upgrade. We got some storage and furnace upgrades. We got an enchanting book. I wonder what that is. We got a ton of things. So let's go ahead and start dropping everything here. Oh, I just got rid of my helmet. Come back. Let's see, what else? What else do we have? So we have more of those, which is good. We got the ferrocore ingot. Got some more refined tech energy pipe. Let's see, what do we have in here? Ooh, we got some steel casings, which is good. We got some steel blocks. There's the enchanting. So efficiency 3. I could save that and use that later. Oh, the elite energy cube. Yes, please. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this, put this here, and then put this back. So top is going to be output. There we go. Wow, look at that. So now not only do we have 32 million Fe stored in the magmator or the magmatic generator, we also have another 25 million Fe stored in the elite energy cube, and then another 2 million Fe here stored in the flux network. So I think we are looking pretty good on power for right now as early game. Once we get into power or even mechanism reactors, we'll be able to get millions of Fe per tick generated. How are we on lava? Are we keeping up with the demand? I don't think we are. What I'm gonna also do, well, this is only temporary. That's completely fine. I am not worried about it. You know, if it starts getting to a point where it will be a problem, then I will figure this out. But I have a feeling that when I get everything going in between episodes, that I'll make something more proficient to help generate lava that is on top of these. Okay, perfect. All right, and with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end off today's episode. I know it's going to be a little bit on the shorter side, but I have a lot that I got to get done because this island is going bye-bye. Anyway, if you liked today's episode, make sure you smash that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button too. This will give you notifications for future episodes. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!